Wonder shall never end, oh my people. According to wetin we dey hear right now, they say Olori Mariam don give Dr. Elizabeth and the Queen Naomi Wotowoto over what is happening to her right now. For interest of those who did not hear, we heard allegedly that Mariam have been out of the palace ever since she went to visit Olori Tobi with Dr. Elizabeth. They said the two of them were sent to Dr. Elizabeth by the king because they have started reunion according to what this we heard, you know. So from there, Mariam did not spend days with Toby. They say she spent hours, while Dr. Elizabeth spent 2 days with Toby. Then from there, they say Mariam went on a journey. While she was on that journey, there was so much revelations to the king from Iyaba to other seers who came to visit the king. Then, while she was coming back to the palace, I mean Mariam, allegedly they say she was denied access. She went back to Ojaja Hotel where they say she spent like 2 to 3 days, after which yet she wasn't allowed to enter the palace. Then she left to Kwara State. From there, they say she returned back with some family members. And when she came, yet they told her, they said the family members came claiming that she is pregnant. And on that note, she shouldn't be thrown out of her matrimonial home. And they said the king told them that it is her decision to make to decide where her wife will stay, whether pregnant or not pregnant. And for that reason, that Mariam should not be in the palace. Instead of Mariam to go and rest or find a way to appease her husband to accept her back into the palace, she started making troubles with Queen Naomi and Dr. Elizabeth. First, she went to Queen Naomi's house where they said Queen Naomi's brother almost by her with a stick. Then, after that, the next thing we heard is that she went to Dr. Elizabeth and was blaming Dr. Elizabeth for everything that is happening to her. According to her, she said, from what we heard right now, they said Dr. Elizabeth too is outside. And her reason is because she said that a lot of things has been going on wrong in that palace, and the king is doing nothing about any of them, ranging from spiritual attack that she always have spiritual attack. And if you recall very well, it started even earlier when she enters that palace, when she was complaining of sleep paralysis, that she doesn't sleep, this and that. After which she started also complaining about marching on charm. As a matter of fact, ever since she enters that palace, it has been from one plague to the other. Now, they say she suggested certain things to the king in order to salvage the situation and get hold of situation in the palace. And they said the king did not do any of her suggestion. Then things are getting out of hand. She decided that she is going to leave the palace and return only when the king is ready to defend them and stand up for them. And she also made mention of the reason why Queen Naomi is still outside is because the king is allowing the elders to manipulate him, go contrary to his decisions and all of that. Then she left. And one thing we should know is that, see, Dr. Elizabeth, see Queen Naomi, these two people are the people that are precious to the king. The king can lose any of these Olories, but you see these two, he will do everything within his power to ensure that they remain with him. And Dr. Elizabeth has been the only one consoling the king, always giving him a shoulder to lean on whenever he is weak and all of that. While Queen Naomi was absent, while both of them ensures that Queen Naomi returned to the palace. Now that Dr. Elizabeth left, it has been a very big problem to the king. And they said she sent some people to go and beg Dr. Elizabeth to return, because apart from being so close to the king, they said Dr. Elizabeth is also very rich, that she have a lot of app. She's into IT. She has a lot of applications that pays her very heavily. And she is doing a whole lot for the palace, for the royal family, without mentioning it. Yes, so If you recall, it was shortly after she enters the palace that she teamed up with the king to purchase that private jet that they are using right now. At least that is one example. And from what you heard, she have been doing a whole lot for the family. But you will not hear it. If it is Mariam, if she spent 10,000 buying anything, she will come out to tell us that if not her, this thing wouldn't have been bought. So, with all of this, Dr. Elizabeth have, occupy a very good space in Ooni of Ife's heart. So after Queen Naomi, the next person that is dear to the king happens to be this Dr. Elizabeth. So Dr. Elizabeth leaving the palace without the king concept or without any proper arrangement that maybe she went on a business or anything, it is a very big problem to the king. But according to Mariam, they said the reason she was giving them Wotowoto was because she know that it is her plan with Queen Naomi that they should mount pressure on the king so that the king will send the other Olories out of the palace. They say she was calling Dr. Elizabeth names and all of that, that they are the reason they are suffering in their marriage, that if she have known, she wouldn't have encouraged the king to go for Dr. Elizabeth. If you recall, we heard that she was even going to Dr. Elizabeth to beg her to come so that Queen Naomi will not return. This life, balance at all. Oh. Okay, now a lot of people are saying that Queen Naomi, Mariam should go and rest. That if there's anyone to fight here, it should be her husband and not Dr. Elizabeth and Queen Naomi. Yes, so after she was in that marriage before Dr. Elizabeth, she should have walked her way into the heart of the king. But one cannot offer what she doesn't have. So because it takes good character and certain things for Dr. Elizabeth to make the king to love her that much. And that is why the king is running helter-skelter to ensure that Dr. Elizabeth returns back to the palace. Yet Dr. Elizabeth is saying no until the king do the needful. And doing the needful includes sending these women out of the palace and you know, taking control of some of these elders who thought that they will be the ones to dictate what happens in the life of the king and what does not happen. But Mariam is saying that that is not the problem, that the reason she left is such that Ooni will do as she say, that she planned it with Queen Naomi. And I said, now, wow, why didn't she plan her own? Anyway, guys, I want to remind you that these are all alleged information, okay? Always remember that I do not live in the palace. I am just a blogger. I don't even have a relative there. Always know that. All these gist they are brought from, gathered from social media and all of that. So they are not first-hand information. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Give this video a thumbs up. Follow my page and share my video. I love you guys. Bye for now.